Hello there. You are watching Housing Health on Housing TV Africa, your favorite station. My name is Confidence Ruben. On today's episode, we'll be discussing a vital topic that has to do with parental role in managing their children's health in the house. Parental role in managing their children's health in the house. Before we delve straight into the topic for discussion, let's give you a hint of what the topic entails. Parents play a crucial role in safeguarding and managing the health of their children at home. This responsibility extends beyond attending to illness. It involves promoting healthy habits, maintaining proper hygiene, ensuring balanced nutrition, and fostering emotional well-being. By closely monitoring symptoms, administering prescribed medications correctly, and creating a safe and supportive environment, parents act as the first line of defense against health issues. Additionally, teaching children about personal hygiene, the importance of rest, and preventive care like vaccinations helps instill lifelong wellness habits. Active communication with healthcare professionals and staying informed about common childhood illnesses further empowers parents to manage their children's health effectively at home. On today's episode on the Housing Health, we'll be discussing what are these parental roles in terms of managing their children's or child's health in the house. I won't be talking about this topic alone. Of course, we'll have a guest in the studio that will be analyzing this topic for proper comprehension. We'll quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, our guest will join us in the studio to delve into this topic for discussion properly. Stay tuned.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the African International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
Welcome back, esteemed viewers. If you just joined us, well, you haven't missed anything because the show just started. This is Housing Health on Housing TV Africa, a show where we discuss health-related issues concerning our health in the house. And today, like I said earlier on before we went on the break, we'll be discussing the vital topic, parental roles in managing their children's health in the house. Parental roles in managing their children's health in the house. Now, I won't be talking about this topic alone, obviously. We have a guest in the studio. He goes by the name Ambassador Rekwense Muri. Ambassador Rekwense Muri, his portfolio is voluminous. Now, I'm tempted to shout God when. Now, he is a member of Society of Peace Studies and Practice, MSPSP. He is also a member of Nigeria Institute for Public Relations, MNIPR. He is a managing director of Styco Peace PR Consult here in Abuja. Hello, Rekwense Muri.
Hello,
I
good
did
morning.
not murder your name.
No, you didn't.
You're welcome to
Thank
Housing
you
TV
very
Africa.
much. Thank
The
you.
show is Housing Health.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier on, we'll be discussing health issues related to the house. Now, but today we'll be talking about parental roles in managing the health of their children, their words in the house. So first of all, what are the key responsibilities of parents in terms of maintaining their child's health at home? What are the key responsibilities?
You see, first and foremost, I want to thank you for inviting me to this show.
You're welcome.
You know, family and parenting is not man's idea.
Okay.
It's God's idea.
That's true.
So it is God's plan that the family should be the center of education. The parents is the teacher.
Okay.
That's why you don't see all this university in the Bible.
Yeah.
You don't see primary school, nursery school. But you see that the parents are the teacher. They are the one to teach you how to read, how to write. In those days, if you are a carpenter, your parents will probably teach you how to become a carpenter. There are certain skills that are being inherited as a result of parental inheritance. You know, and when it comes to health, in those days, you see that the parents are the doctors of the child.
That's true.
To qualify to be a parent, you must know how to do some certain first aid. You must know certain herbs.
Exactly, herbs.
You know, you must know certain things to do when a child is sick. You must know what to give. Since there's no doctor, you are the doctor, you are the teacher, you are the everything. But now, because of these so many professions, parents tend to have denied them, their children, that role that they are the teacher, they are the doctors, they are the, in fact,
they
are the first aid giver. In fact, there's nothing like your father and mother should know what to give you to get healthy. So the food they eat, like in those days, they say, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. So who provide the food?
The parents.
So if food is medicine, the parent is actually the doctor by making sure that if my child eats this, the child is going to become better, is going to be healthy, is not going to be sick. But if you take this, you may get sick. So the role of the parents in every area of the life of the child cannot be underestimated. As a doctor, as a teacher, and also taking care of the health of the child. The parent know how to use water for healing. The parent know how to use fruits for healing. The parent know when to use sleep. You know, sleep is medicinal.
Yes.
So the parents also know when to use play. Go and play. You know, the certain kind of play, exercise. The parent know that the child need to exercise. So you don't lock up the child somewhere. The parent also know that the child also need to learning, exercising the brain. So the role of the parent in the health of the child are voluminous that I can't. Yes.
But you can just give like a specification. You can specify, like, you know, pinpoint these rules. I know they are voluminous. Just give us few.
I have mentioned it in my long speech.
Like itemize it.
Okay. Number one, the parents need to first of all realize that he or she is the doctor of the child. Okay. The number two, the physical hygiene of the child is the responsibility of the parent. The person that first bath the child to make sure that the child is physically clean is the parent. So the parent is responsible for the physical hygiene of the child. What about washing clothes? This is part of health habit. The parents are the first person to wash the child's clothes. You understand? So you wash the child's clothes, you clean it, you dry it. Sometimes they even iron it for the child to wear. And sometimes the child will mess up. The parent will still go and wash. But imagine if the parent decide that I'm not going to wash this child. I'm not going to birth him. I'm not going to clothe him. The child will be in a big mess and will become a health challenge to the family. Then the parents know the role of sleep. Most children is the parents that know the time for sleeping. I remember when I was growing up, my father, once it's 9 o'clock, my father would say it's time, as if it's a crime to stay awake
beyond
9 o'clock. So I got that consciousness that anytime I want to remember, once it's 9 p.m., I remember my dad telling us that it's time
even
to
when
go.
You're not feeling
Even
sleepy.
when I'm not feeling sleepy. So you see the role, or because he knows what that sleep does to the body, in your health. There are some children these days that stay awake to 2 a.m. and they're doing nothing, watching TV. The parents do not know the damage that is happening to the mind of that child.
It's very detrimental. Very detrimental.
Yes. So you see that the parents also is the one that give first aid to the child. If your parents have never given you something to take before carrying you to the hospital, the parent may be this Gen Z parent that don't know. But in every house there are some there are some things I know in our house that is activated charcoal that my parents keep for us in case you're having stomach ache. You just put it inside.
You also have it.
Yes. So you just put it inside warm water, stir it and give it take. You take it and you discover that it will go and rearrange the lining of your stomach, readjust the stomach, and before you know, you may not even need to go to the hospital. The parents, there are some leaves in the forest, in the bush. Let me not say forest. In the bush in those days, there are no mosquito, there's no shelter. They see these shelters as chemicals, so they don't buy it. They see that so they don't buy it in our house. Though in the night there are some leaf in the forest, in the bush, they will go and remove it and come and put it where we're sleeping. Do the mosquito will not come close.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. It keeps us away from.
What's the name of the leaf, though?
I don't know. I don't know the name of that leaf, but we know it in my language as mosquito, anti-mosquito leaves. So you put it, you just put it around your bed, and you sleep soundly. There'll be no mosquito, no mosquito. You know, with the advent of this mosquito net, many, even in the village, they don't even know about it again. But you know, our parents are very conscious of that. Even water, they know when to use warm water and cold water. There are times that you use warm water to bathe the child. You know, the child will sleep soundly. You know, if the child is hyperactive, you say, go and sleep, go and sleep. My mother would just say, okay, let's go and bath. They'll boil water and they'll bath you. After that bath, you just sit down and say, let's gist now. You will see, you yourself, you will sleep off. You don't. So the parents are playing key roles that they cannot hand over. That's the point. You can't hand over those roles to anybody. You understand? You can't hand over those roles to anybody.
Talking about handing over those roles to anybody, and you agree with me that some parents of these days, they now rely solely on housemaids taking care of their children. And what do you have to say about this? Because obviously, the way the maid or house girl will play her role, it won't be the same as the parents. So what do you have to say about this housemaid or house girl in the house taking care of children?
Yes, the Western world, they've discovered that, and most of them, once you give birth to a child, one person must keep work. The father or mother must stay with the child.
That's true.
You understand? Because of the havoc this is creating in the family. The housemaid is not to take care of your child. Is to help to take care of the house.
It's not chores.
Yes, it's not the children's mate. It's the role of the parents is the children. In those days, people used to have slaves to take care of everything in the house. But when you come to the child, is the father. If you read in the Bible, God say, I know Abraham, that he is going to take care of his children and give them morale that will serve me. So Abraham, God give, you see, as busy as Father Abraham with so many slaves, you see his relationship with his child. You know, you see that there is a personal relationship, daddy, and so very close. So that is how it should be. Whether we like it or not, we must play that role as parents. We mustn't give it. We are not saying we shouldn't have house help. But some parents even go to the extent of taking their children to school early as 1 year. The child's already in school. In fact, they call it
because of what? They call crèche.
Crèche. Somebody that have not even know how to talk is already in school.
Still struggling how to walk.
And the modern school system will make you pay money that you can't even pay in the university for crèche. Exorbitant, yes, now because you will pay for your own laziness. You are looking for money. And some of these parents, they pay even after the child finished secondary school. The child cannot do anything on his own. So it's very important. You see some of the big men, they give attention to their children. In some of these middle class, they don't even have the money. They are struggling for survival. That's why they go to the extent of leaving their children to the maid. They may take him to the crèche from school. In fact, they go to the school to go and pick this child around 3 o'clock, bring the child home. They don't have the time for the child. They are working, they are taking their job. The child grow up not having attention of the parent.
Which is very bad.
Which is very, very bad. So it is not in God's plan, in the plan of nature, that every other living thing takes care of their own kids until they reach certain age. It's only man that want to hand over this rule to another person. We have seen how some people, some of the housemates abuse these children, even sexually, maltreat them. And the child growing up to see that the person that the child listen is the housemaid, because the housemaid have so much conditioned the mind of the child to listen to him and not the parent, because is the housemaid that is always with the child.
Closer, yeah. All right. Yeah. Some people do say, like some parents, when you ask them, like, what did you give your child first when their child falls sick? They'll be like, I'm not a doctor. I didn't study medicine. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. So why is it important for parents to monitor their child's symptoms closely? Because I mean, you need to understand these symptoms before giving out any form of medication or even taking the child to the hospital. So why is it important for parents to monitor their child's symptoms closely?
One of the qualifications of becoming a parent is knowing what to do when you have a child.
Okay.
If you don't know what to do when you have a child, if you don't know the responsibility of having a child, what are those things to do? Before you become a parent, you should know that you are responsible for the child's education. You are the first teacher, the child's health. My wife usually say that I don't joke with my children's health. Anytime, any day, if you go to our house, you will have activated charcoal in our house. You will have certain drugs that we have kept in the house. Anytime I always buy some big complex for the child, keep it at home. I'll always have paracetamol for my children. I'll keep it at home. I always have dewormer. There are drugs that I deworm my children every three months.
Yes.
3 months. I also have some certain things like local herbs. Yes, I have local herbs for my children. They take it, and even me, I take it, because I don't want. But once the child gets sick, 2 or 3 days. You know, I go to the hospital.
It's beyond you.
Yes, it's beyond me. I go to the hospital for the doctors to look. And I am not a fan of general hospital. I'm not a fan of specialists or these big hospitals.
Why do you say that?
Because I believe that the hospital have stages that a family should always be close to the primary health care. Primary health care is a family. The family doctors are actually to be the people in charge of primary health care, because when the child gets sick, the first place to go is the primary health care center, where they will first give you malaria treatment, typhoid treatment. If it is operation, the primary health care will stabilize the person before giving you recommendation to general hospital. But you see some people from the house, they'll just go to one big in fact, some people even rush to teaching hospital, where they cannot do anything until test result arrive. And sometimes before the test result arrive, the person is already dead. So we need to have this knowledge that as a parent, you are the first doctor. The second doctor is the primary health care center. That's why we need to advocate for better primary health care system in the country.
I was coming to that.
We need to advocate, because if we are only concerned about the general hospital and the teaching hospital, many people will be dying, because most of the death are not caused by the general hospitals or the teaching hospital. Most of the death as a result of failure in our primary health care system that we have failed to advocate for. There are not quality staff there, but there are some states that are doing wonderfully well, like Nasarawa State, the FCT, Kaduna State. I'm talking about the states I know. The Lagos State, they are also doing the primary health care system is very, but Nasarawa State is one of the best in the north here, because you go to a primary health care center, you won't even need to go to a general hospital because of the quality of healthcare workers they have. They
And
hire
the equipment as well.
equipment.
Because I think that's one of the reasons why some people look down on primary health care, because they see it as too local and it doesn't have the equipment all this general hospital or teaching hospital has.
Yes,
So-
because of the quality of the governors that
Okay.
that those states have from 1999. Let me tell you,
Okay.
if you check Nigeria very well and you look at those states that have responsible governors in 1999,
Okay.
they are better off than those that started roughly with very bad governors. So there are some governors that were, when they came in 1999, they already knew the certain things that their people need. They know they need school, quality primary health care, hospitals, and they did those things.
Okay.
Then they now come and start focusing on roads. But there are some that came, they started building government houses and lining up long convoy. So they don't care about the doctors, the teachers.
Okay.
It is those that are coming behind that are suffering it. And they're trying to put these things in places.
Okay.
So it's good that a father or mother should have understanding of what to do when your child is sick.
Sick. Okay.
Don't, there are some hospital you go, you just see that this hospital, my child will die here. Carry your child and go. Don't wait until doctor give you recommendation to go. You will see that the people, they are not serious. From the way they manage their emergency system, you should know that my child is going to die in this place.
That's
You carry your child to another place.
Yeah.
You don't hand over your health to a doctor. A doctor is there to help you.
Okay.
He's not there to heal you. The doctor is not a healer. So you and the doctor are in the same position to help the sick person.
Okay.
So you should take very proactive decision whenever a family member is sick, so that you don't end up blaming the doctors or the hospital.
That's true. Right. Still talking about managing your children's health as a parent. Now, you hear some people when they say that taking care of the child or the children in the house is the sole responsibility of the woman. I don't know if you're in consensus with that, because I know you will agree with me that there is this general notion that when it comes to taking care of the child in the house is the sole responsibility of the woman, while the man just, cater for the family by providing what they eat and all that, shelter. So what's your take on this? Are you in consensus with that, or is it the responsibility of both parents to take care of the children's health in the house?
It is the responsibility of both parents to take care of the child in the house, but that responsibility is divided. The role of the parents is divided. The father and the mother, their roles are different. Even if you go to nature teaches us that the real parent of a child is the mother. Who, if you go to nature, go and ask the dog, who is the father of this baby puppies? The dog will be looking at you, because in your mind you know that the real parent of these puppies is the mother.
Okay.
What about the chicken? Who is the dad? You won't go and catch one cock and say, hey, come here, I know you are the one going around my hen. The real parent of the chicken is the mother.
Okay.
Go to the lion, the monkey, all the animal kingdom. The real parent that they know. That's why in some countries like Ghana, they have the matrilineal inheritance. There is a belief that it is your mother we know.
Wow.
Your father is only your mother that know your father.
Wow.
And it has been proven these days that some fathers actually take care of children that are not their own. At the end, after DNA, they now come and see that, I've been taking care of another man's child. Oh. I'm not talking about women being promiscuous, but I'm talking about the role of women. The important role of women in taking care of the child. That is why most of the children are shaped by their mothers. If you go, I am a Christian, so don't blame me. I like using Bible. If you go to the Bible, you see that in the book of Kings, you see that the mother of the king determined the character of the king.
That's true.
You understand? The mother of the king determines the character of the king. The father's role is to provide. The mother role is to nurture. Understand?
Okay.
The father provide the policy of the family. This is how my family is to be. This is what we should be eating in this house. I provide this certain food. Your mother cannot manufacture the food. It's the father that brings the food, and the mother is the one that cook it.
Okay.
Okay. So if the father failed to bring the food,
Okay.
the mother cannot cook herself for the child.
That's true.
Now the mother now start going out to look for the food. The child is left alone
With the father.
with the house help,
Okay.
because most of the fathers wouldn't like to stay.
Yeah.
So most of the fathers that don't take their responsibility seriously, they allow the women to also go to work and close around 6 p.m.
Okay.
You are coming home 6 p.m. Your wife also coming home 6 p.m. The child has been with the house help from morning till that 6 p.m. When you come, the child is already asleep.
Sleeping. Yeah.
Then you now come and call yourself parent. You are not parents. You are just husband and wife. But when it comes to parenting, it's a very deliberate, attentive responsibility that is given to us by God
Okay.
to join hands together, to pray together with a child. The first people that, if they pray together, the child learn how to pray with the family, from the family level.
Okay.
The child should even learn how to read from the family level.
Okay.
The child should learn how to write from the family level.
Okay.
If we don't give attention to all these things, the child will grow up as an orphan despite having parents.
Having parents. Wow, that's a big irony. All right, so what are the ways parents can promote good hygiene in the home? What are the ways parents can promote good hygiene in the home?
Give the child the role to play. Once, as the child is growing up, you are the one that wash the clothes.
Okay.
You are the one that bathe the child. You are mopping. The child is looking at it. Now the child is at the age of 5.
Okay.
And you give the child to a small mopper to help you to mop the room, to dress the bed, dressing of the bed. I remember I came to my house, it reached a stage. My wife, when I married, she can dress the bed like 20 times a day. I can just come and lie down and wake up. My wife will go and fix that bed. It's a crime in my house when I married to even remove my clothes and just hang it anywhere. Oh my God, my wife will so quarrel as if I'm committing it. So as the children came,
Okay.
I saw that the children now started being the one dressing my bed.
That they've learned it.
They learned it from the mother.
Okay.
They are the one dressing my bed.
Okay.
But my wife still is the one that is watching after those clothes.
Yes. Okay.
That I'm making sure that I keep them. So I became conscious of where I keep my clothes.
Exactly.
Anytime I put. So it is a very delicate rule that the mother teach the child how to mop. You are bathing the child, and at a certain age the child should bathe
Okay.
himself or herself.
That's true.
Is it not? The child should also start learning how to boil water. Okay? The child should learning how to cook. No, don't overcook it. It's the parent that will tell the child.
Okay.
Okay? So it is what the parent do that the child can learn. Gradually, a child will not stay without bathing. I've seen some children that if they don't bath, they can't be comfortable because
Yes.
they're used to it. So they go and bath. They can't stay in a dirty environment because in their house it's not way like that. So they make sure they fix everything. Their clothes, they can't wear clothes that they are
That is
worn.
not
Yeah,
ironed
that's not ironed. They will make sure that the clothes is
ironed.
neat
Yeah.
because they got all those attributes from their parents.
But some of these generation parents, they find it very difficult because they're already used to maids and house help doing everything for their children. And when you confront them, they will be like, he's still a kid. She is still a kid. She has not gotten to the age of doing this, doing that. Meanwhile, the kid in question is more than 8, 9, 10 years, but yet he or she is still a kid. Well, I just hope that parents of this generation will, learn their lessons by allowing their children to do most of the things by themselves, because a time will come when they will leave their parents' house to stay on their own. So if they don't learn these things now, how will they be able to live on their own without the help of their parents?
Imagine you are a child that is brought up by the nanny.
Exactly.
The nanny does everything. And when you go to the university, they take you to a private university where we have janitors that clean up the entire area.
Okay.
From you just go to class. We have laundry people that wash the child's clothes
Everything.
in the school. I'm
Yes.
talking about university now.
Yes, yes, yes. In
Then we
private
have
schools.
people that cook.
Okay.
We have people that cook for them in the school.
Yeah.
The child does nothing from primary to university. Then the child now finish university. The child now get a job.
Okay.
And you say, my child, it's time to settle down. And the child marry a woman. And the woman realized that she married a boy. I saw many women marry people that are not well groomed. And many people marry girls that are not well groomed.
Okay.
So you see that it will affect the child seriously in the adult age. So whatever you learn as a child, you will repeat it as an adult. Because the growing stage is a formative stage where whatever you learn, that is what you are expected to execute when you become an adult.
Okay. Just like in the Bible, train a child in
the way he should go. When he's old,
he will not depart from it. All right, time is against us. Let's quickly take this last questions now. How can parents balance traditional home remedies with modern medical care? You know, there are two different medical aids. So how can parents balance traditional home remedies with modern medical care in the house?
I don't understand the modern medical care. If it means drugs,
yes,
okay,
modern medicine,
yeah, modern medicine.
Yes, how do they balance the traditional medicine?
Actually, parents cannot give what they don't have.
Okay,
it's good that parents train themselves. It's good that we train our children so that they will also come and learn the value of what we have in our environment.
Okay.
You know that I remember if you have malaria and typhoid, in our village they don't go to hospital. They have some leaves like mango leaf, they have guava leaf, they have another leaf again. They'll join it together and they'll cook it. Then they'll now put this lime, join it inside. They'll cook them together and you drink and you see that your typhoid is gone.
That's true. Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So it is good. It is good to have knowledge of these home remedies. Home remedies are natural remedies. What are these natural remedies? Number one remedy is nutrition. When you are feeding your child, you should know that you are giving him medicine. What you eat is what determines your health.
That's balanced diet.
Yes, balanced diet. The child should once you are feeding your child with this consciousness that you are actually giving him healthy food, you will see that you are doing it the traditional way. Traditional way is food. You are careful of how many Maggi you put inside
the food.
Seasoning, you put it all this spice we put in our food. The child eat and get sick. But if you reduce the spice and add more of vegetables and fruits in the diet of the child, you see that the child grow very strong and healthy. Secondly, exercise. These are home remedies for the child. In those days, the child go to farm. You exercise, but now many people don't have farm. So the child need to do exercise. You need to buy like a bicycle for the child. You understand? Water also is a home remedy. Sunlight is also a home remedy. The child should not be locked up somewhere without seeing the sun. The sun converts the fat in our body to vitamin E. And this helps us a lot in our health. Then you have temperance. Temperance is also a home remedy where you don't overuse anything. You don't overuse anything. The child should not overdrink, should not overeat, should not overdo anything at all. There should be a way you say, I'm okay. A child should learn to say, I'm okay. Then there's the last one, which is very important. I forgot about the air we breathe. The home should, the window, there should be ventilation. There should be ventilation in the house. The child should stay in a well-ventilated environment. Then the last one is trust in God. A child should learn that God is not just a God that doesn't care about family. God is the foundation of the family. So the child should trust in God. The child should pray. Whenever you are sick, you should pray. God can heal you. After you have used all these home remedies, you should trust in God that God can heal you.
All right, thank you so much, Rikwense Muri. It was really nice having you on the
Thank you,
show.
thank you.
I've learned one or two. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, this is where we draw the curtain on today's episode on housing health, showing on your favorite station, Housing TV Africa. I hope you've learned one or two. To our parents out there are so many significant roles you play in the life of your children when it comes to their health, which has to do with, you being their first aid giver. Thank you so much for watching Housing Health. Till we see some other time, my name is Confidence Ruben.